I've been making videos for about 3 years now, and here are 3 tips to instantly improve your videos. The first tip is when and when not to use a tripod. Shooting handheld with your camera can really help the audience understand the spontaneity and chaos of the moment. It's also really good for POV type shots or the classic vlogger selfie kind of pose. However, there are some issues with that. Things like really shaky hands or not having a level shot, and plenty of others. Shaky footage can be really distracting for your viewers, so when you can, use your tripod for locked off shots. That way there's no shakiness. The feeling of the tripod shot will be much different than your handheld shots, so just know when and when not to go handheld. My second tip is hiding your transitions, and there's 2 ways that I use a lot. Number 1 is what I call motivated cuts, and let's explain that. So a motivated cut, or cutting on the action, is a very used filmmaking technique used by plenty of big name directors and also very common in YouTube videos. Things such as closing the door and then cutting to you walking through the door. This is definitely what I use the most. It makes it just super easy for the audience to understand what's going on and what the character or the subject or whatever is doing in the scene. However, if you're not using motivated cuts, you might use music or sound effects to help you mask your cuts. Adding music or sound effects can add another level of complexity for the viewer to not so obviously pick up on the cut. If nothing's done to hide the cut, it tends to be kind of obvious. So most of the time, editors or videographers or whatever will in post add something that will allow the cut to be a little less obvious. There are plenty of other things that you can do to hide the cut as well. Just for me, the ones that I recommend is motivated cuts, like I mentioned, and sound effects or music. The third tip that I have is living like an artist, and let me explain that. I heard that quote in a book or podcast one time. I can't truly remember where the source comes from, but what it means, to me at least, is living a life worth telling stories about. It's super easy for me to get caught up into the production side of things. I love cameras, I love camera gear, I love computers, I love everything about the whole production side of what I do. However, if all I did was make things and do the behind the scenes, then there would be nobody to tell stories about. Living like an artist to me has been the motivation that's gotten me out from my desk and has gotten me out into the world to create videos like this. I think that term can be used super loosely. Whatever it means to you is whatever it means to you. But for me, it just means living a life that's interesting that I can tell stories about. Since I'm at the kind of subject of my videos, it's just kind of me, you know? Thank you guys so much for watching this video. If you're new here, my name's Austin. I'm just a guy who makes videos. And I'm also a college student. So if you are a student as well, or if you're looking for that kind of content, I've got that coming pretty soon, which is insane. But if you like this video, make sure to like and subscribe, comment that you liked it, and that means a ton. Also, if you're into this video, you'll probably like my podcast. It's called Caddy Corner. The link's in the description. It's like a young adult self-improvement type podcast. And we are currently doing the Back to School series where we talk all about going back to school, both college kids. So it's really fun. And like I said, it's every single Friday and also every single Wednesday. Link is in the description. So check it. I'll see you guys all next week. Peace.